And no pioneers, this is mjkk613.14. Unofficial pie through my eyes. How I see it. Also Maudie and English chats, mjkk613. Part 2, picking up where left off on the other one. Just because they're getting, sorry, I can't, I know I put out a lot of information quick and whatever it is, and I kind of go off here and there and whatever. But it's how I see it, how I understand it, how I view it. If you get something out of it, all the better. If it helps you to understand pi a little better, all the better. If it helps to get us working together, all the better. Okay? And I know I probably step on some toes, and I probably offend some people, and probably, okay. In pi, I try hard not to do that until when I see people, when I put up with people like that all the time, then I lose it. I'll be the first one to admit it. I'm human. I'm stubborn. I'm bullheaded, and when things just, and then what I have the problem with is the disrespect. People just disrespect. We just disrespect each other. We have no respect for each other. Okay? None. I don't want to say. I go to extreme because it's okay. I have met a lot of people. I know a lot of people. I've gotten to know a lot of people, and I've debated with a lot of people and argued with a lot of people, whatever. But there was always a certain level of respect, or we came to a level of respect for whatever. Okay? So there are people that respect each other and are respected and respect the project, respect core team, respect what's going on. But that is a small majority to the major majority. Yes. So when I say everybody, or I say all this, or say this, that, whatever, the ones that go, that doesn't apply to me. You're right. That doesn't apply to you. Don't take it personal. Don't. You're right. If it doesn't apply to you, just let it go, because it doesn't apply to you. That isn't who I'm. Okay. The people that I'm trying to target or trying to understand, they don't even know I'm talking to them. Most of them, probably. Okay. So, there are people, good people, knowledgeable people, smart people, doing what Pi needs to do to move forward. They ought to get some kudos, too. I give you some kudos. Because I know you're fighting an uphill battle like the rest of us. I do. And I know what gets thrown your way and what you get accused of, and it's wrong. It's wrong. If you don't agree with me, we will figure out a way to hook up, and we'll talk it out. Because there's no reason to take a street battle into public. There's no reason to get into a heated debate in a public forum. I will never call anybody out in public. Even if I don't respect you, I won't call you out in public. Because it's not the place. I don't like being called out in public for something I did. They shouldn't be called out in public. And you can ask anybody that has been here and knows me. We've had some long, we've had it, early day, but it was all in private. And some of the deep questions I don't even hear coming from people because I haven't even looked that far. No, I don't ask them in public because they're not meant to be asked in public. Because, going back to the project I know, that I trial by fire. Okay? There are certain things in a project that you can't put out to the public. And in this venue, in this arena, there are a lot of things you can't put out in public. And if you don't realize that or understand that, I don't know what to tell you, but it's fact. There is information the Corps cannot put out on this project because you want it. Because you want it. You demand it. No. No, you're not a part of core team. You're not a part of making the decision of what's going on. You are part of the community. And the community doesn't need right now to know everything what core is doing. Yes. Because we're in stage 2. Phase 1, phase 2, stage 2. Now, when we get to phase 3, stage 2, yeah, if I'm not getting questions answered, it should be answered in phase 3. If I'm not getting answers to those, yeah, that's a different issue. That is a different issue. That is the time and place for that. Not here. Because, we have created, the community have created the situation we are in right now. Bottom line. Guaranteed. And it's getting worse. It's getting worse. No, I can't say it's getting worse. But I don't think it's 50-50, let's put it that way. I think it's still 60-40, 70-30 on the majority side. We are still and people that know pie and working and building pie are still in the minority. Big minority. Yeah. Why? I don't know why. Selfish, greedy, self-centered. Everything's about me. If I don't do it my way, then fuck you. That's what I see. That and this is the way it's going to be. And if it isn't going to be that way, then I'm not going to let it be any other way. That's kind of what I see. Man. Out there, go for it. Your family, go for it. I bet your wife don't let you get away with that bullshit. Mine didn't. Okay? That's why I'm divorced. Yeah. You can do what you want in public, and if you run some big organization or some company or whatever it is, fine. Keep it over there. Because pie. When you join pie, we're no better than each other. Yeah. We are, the moment you join pie, we become equal. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care how many degrees you got. I don't care. We are all equal. Yes, now, has CORE kind of done a separation there? Yeah, which I think is. But in the hackathon, they did at least give people that didn't have pedigrees or degrees the opportunity to be involved. But everyday folks. So if you got talent, if you got talent, put it in there. We don't get those opportunities very often. And I think, personally, that was a mistake on CORE's part. I do. But on the flip side of that, I also see people that would fit what they need. They have the skills, they have the talent, they have the whatever. But they don't have the humility. That's what I see. It comes down to humility. When you can put your pride and your ego on the shelf, when you come into pie, when you come in through the door, you put your pride and your ego and all your selfish and all that other stuff on the shelf, and you come into pie like everybody else. Treat everybody else like that. I mean, like when you leave pie, pick it all back up and go do what you're going to do. But in pie, it has no place in pie. It has no place in pie. If you read pie and what CORE has written, okay, pick this up. I picked this up like day 1 or 2 or 3. CORE. Yes, it was their vision, their idea, their whatever. But I don't believe the way pie is written, like so many other projects out there, are written by the creators for the creators, to make the creators rich, to give the creators a pile of money. From what I've seen from most of the other projects out there. Whether you agree with me or don't agree or don't believe it or whatever, CORE has a different view of pie, of community. They wrote pie for the community. No, how could they do that? How could they do it? What do you mean they wrote it for the community? If you read the white paper and understand it, and understand what they have written into pie. Well, it's stellar. It can only be this way. It can only be that way. No. You understand what CORE has written into pie. They have written pie for the community. They have written pie for the community. And we've stepped and trampled and done whatever all over the top of it. And they're still here. And they're still building. And they're still working to move pie forward. Yeah. It's their project. It's their baby. And I wouldn't want to let it go. I wouldn't want to let it go. And I've made the comment before that if this were my project, I'd shut it down probably 6 months ago. I would have. I'd have closed the door and ran y'all off. Because y'all fucked up. Excuse me. That's me. We screwed up. I'm going to take myself out of that. The ones that didn't see pie, the bad apples that did some stuff that they shouldn't have done, and people that are still trying to do it today, have put pie in the position that it is, and closed us, the ones that know, the ones that have the pie to be able to do stuff. You close us out of the project. You close us out of the project by doing stuff you're not supposed to do. Yeah. Oh, no, nothing like that. No, it wasn't planned like it wasn't doing. It wasn't like. Okay. This was also part of our job. I'm gonna try to get to the layout. I've tried to do it on the last one. I'm trying to get to the layout of what our job was, or it's supposed to be. From day one when we joined Pie, we have a job to do. We have a position to fill. Okay. And maybe I see things different because I've worked all my life. Okay? I've worked all my life. And nothing in this world is free. I don't care what you say. Nothing in this world is free. Oh, we're getting pie for free. We're getting pie for free. No, if you read, pie is not free money, which means we're not getting it for free. Well, we're using our phones. We're giving up our phones. We're doing this. No, because pie is on an emulator. Faucet is running off a faucet in phase 1, 2, stage 1. Okay. Here's what I don't. How stupid are you people? The ones that don't get it. How stupid are you? You know, I really don't care whether the video games. How stupid are you? I mean, you come across like you're intelligent. You know what's going on. You have it hooked together. You know how to do this. You're okay. Phase 1, phase 2, stage 1 is running off of a faucet, an emulator. What does that mean? Does anybody really know what that means? Does anybody really know? Do you? That means nothing matters in stage 2. It's not fake. It's not what a scam. It's none of that. Phase 1, phase 2 are pie development. Anything goes in development. Anything goes in development. Man. This is, and I told somebody I get frustrated and whatever. They think I'm getting frustrated at newbies with the being repeated questions and stuff. No, I get frustrated by stupid people. I get frustrated by stupid people. Ignorant. I can understand ignorant. Yeah, I can understand ignorant. Ignorant is you don't know and you're willing to learn. We can. That's a common ground we can work on, work with. We can work from ignorant. We can't work from stupid. Stupid is, man. Stupid is as stupid done. Forrest Gump. You know, It really, about 2 or 3 weeks back, maybe about 2 or 3 weeks back, okay, is when things started to really screw up my head or get, I don't know whether had an awe moment or went out of reality or whatever it is, okay. And man, I'm belonging to a few, and I've asked a group, man, I need a reality check, man, because I don't know whether I'm going in the right direction. And I can hear you. No, you're out there, man. You don't know reality. You have no clue what you're talking about. You don't know nothing. You ought to be locked up in a mental institution. Okay. Coming from you, then I'm on the right point. I'm going in the right direction. Okay. Because what part of pi is being emulated? Emulated. I don't have a dictionary. I'd probably give you the definition. Look it up yourself. Look up what emulated is. Look up emulated, simulated, emulated are almost the same. Pi has been simulated. Has been on the emulator since Core opened it up. Since Core opened their party up. Okay? Now I'm like, Pi is a party, man. Pi is a party. Is an easy way for me to understand. Okay? When they opened the project with the first 1,000 people going out, I don't know, I mean, I didn't go to college and I never was a frat guy or whatever, but these college parties where the frat guys go out and they pick up whoever it is and they drag them back to the party and whatever it is. That's Pi, man. That is Pi. You have to be invited to be here. You can't get into this party unless you're invited. Nobody says the invitations are strict and it's a secret society and okay. Man, there's invites all over social media. You can get in easily. You can get in easily. But you're losing track of you had to use an invite to get in. If you don't have an invite code, you can't get into this party. You can't. There is no, unless you have any, there is no way to get into this private party. Okay? Here's your sign. It's a private project. Private project by invitation only. Well, there's 18 million people. There's 18 million. You could have 100 million people, and it's a private, closed project. It doesn't matter how many people are here. It's private. I don't know if you guys understand or fathom private clubs, country clubs. You know, when I was traveling cross country, back when I was younger and I was traveling cross country, I was coming out of Texas and I was coming to California, and I think I was 18 or 19. I think it was 19 or 20, 19 or 20. I was coming from Texas to California, and we made Arizona, and wherever we made in Arizona is a dry county. You can't get any booze in this county. You can't even get a beer. It's a dry county. And there's dry counties back and forth in Texas. This was coming across in Arizona, a dry county. Couldn't find a drink. At the time I was drinking bad. Yeah, no, I wanted to drink, man. I mean, I like going out to the bars and the party, you know. I like going. Couldn't, nowhere in this town, in this city, could you find a drink. There were no bars. You didn't find anything in the 7-Eleven. You didn't find it. Okay. We happened to be coming we went for dinner or whatever it was, and we were coming out of this little hole-in-the-wall restaurant, right? And we walked by this place, and somebody was coming out. And you could hear, you knew it was a bar. You knew it was a bar. As soon as they opened the door, you knew it was a bar. Fucking smoke cloud rolled out and all the noise, and okay. It's like, dude, what up? I mean, what's up? This is Dragon, what's up? And we got to talk a little bit. Yeah, we're Dry County. This is a private club. Oh, no shit. I mean, I get you in. Okay? You just have to pay a membership for whatever it is. Yearly membership. It was like $10 or $20 a piece or something like that to get in to a private club. It's a private club. Now, in that instance, yeah, if you didn't get the cops aren't gonna come and mess with you. It's a private club. They know what's going on in there. They know it's a dry county. But it's a private club, so it falls under different. If as long as the club stayed quiet and didn't cause any trouble or have any fights or do it, as long as they didn't do anything out of the norm, they could drink in there all day. I mean, they fell under their alcohol laws as far as time and whatever it was. Private party. Okay? We have to use an invite to get into pie. Private party. So, what's happening around the outside of pie right now doesn't affect pie. Doesn't mean anything to pie. What's going on inside of pie right now has no effect on outside of pie. Phase 1, 2, stage 1. Being emulated. Private party, invite only. I don't know how much easier to put it. If you don't understand it, I don't know how else can I tell you. Private project, invite only, phase 1 and 2, running off of an emulator, in development, centralized, closed sourced, and there is no need for transparency because it is their party. They're footing the bill. We didn't have to pay for the invite to get into the party. It's free. The party is free. The party is free. Okay? The party is free. They're paying the bill. Core is paying the bill. Core has picked up the bill through this whole thing. Well, what about the ads? What about the ads? Well, shut up. I ain't there yet. Because you weren't here when they came into place. You weren't here. So shut up. The ads are here for a reason. Big reason. I know. You don't even have it. Because they're selling ads, we're watching them, they're stealing our data, they're making the money off of us, and okay, that's your thinking. That is your greedy, selfish thinking that that's what others do. That's what they're doing. Yes, that's on you. Stop. Because that's not it. And when you go spread that in chat, man, you don't know how much damage you're doing. You really don't. You really don't. Because you're coming off of personal opinion without any research and without asking anybody before you come out and you start putting your garbage out there. Because you don't know. That's why I get upset. Those are the type of... Because how stupid are you? Man. How... I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say anymore. I don't know how to get through to your closed eyes, your closed ears. I mean, how old are you? How old are you? Have you paid your own bills? Have you gone out and found your own job? Have you done, if you're doing a relationship, do you have kids? Do you have any responsibilities at all to take care of yourself? Do you? Or are you 22, 32, 42, living in your mom's basement? Scrounging off of their food out of the refrigerator, letting them pay the bills for you. Man, I don't know what happened to critical thinking. We have lost critical thinking. What's critical thinking? Well, that explains it right there. Private party, invite only. They have paid the bill. They are footing the bill. All we have to do is show up and push a button and take advantage of it. I mean, not take advantage of it, but it's their party. We're reaping the reward. More like we're raping the reward and throwing it out the window. Okay. They have not asked for a single nickel, penny, dime, quarter, ounce of flesh, whatever. They have not asked for anything. They have worked hard to keep this free. Those, what was it, 400,000 or 200,000? Well, there's 300 in the, about 300 in the in-app transfer, and I think it was, what, 100,000 and 100,000? So, or, yeah, 100,000, 200,000, right? Yes, first batch was 100,000. Got through that. Then the second batch was 100,000. So that's 200,000. And then the in-app transfer pilots, 300, maybe 400. 300, we'll go 300, 350, which is a drop in the bucket. Add it to the total. So you're looking at 200,000 and a few hundred. Core has paid for every one of those slots. Every one of those slots that was KYC or not KYC, Core paid for. No matter whether we KYC'd on our own, we signed up with Yodi. Because I did. I signed up with Yodi and I KYC'd on my own. And I sat for 3 months. I was KYC'd. But I didn't complain to the bitch about getting me anything. Because I couldn't get into the in-app transfer. So it did me no good. So I sat with KYC for 3 months. Yes, it didn't cost me anything to sign up and do it. And I took advantage of some other things with it. Okay? And one of the guys, there was a few of us, that, yeah, we were proactive and we signed up and we did it. And we didn't even ask anybody. Okay? We heard what was going on. We figured out. We just proactive and did it. Got it ready. We were ready. Well, yeah, and then as soon as we passed it, well, good thing we did, because we had an issue with our driver's license, whatever it is. And it took about a week to get mine cleared and his cleared. So we got through Yodi. Well, in this time that we were sitting here waiting for the invitation to get KYC, my buddy, his driver's license expired. When we finally got selected and invited to KYC through PIAP, yeah, it was a piece of cake for me because I was already KYC. It's gone. My buddy, he went through and got kicked out. Because his information changed from the time he signed up and the time we got invited. Yeah, I kicked him out. Yodi kicked him out of Yodi because his information wasn't current. So he had to go back, basically start the process again, do the process again, and then I think he had to wait till it came around again before he could actually KYC in the PIAP. That's why Core was saying, don't KYC, don't, okay? And at the time, they are working on an in-house KYC. And what people don't understand, okay, use this, use that, whatever. Okay. Man, I've met people from around the world. I have made some close, good friends from almost every country in the world. I talk to them on a regular basis, whatever it is. There are people out there that I've never met that I consider my brother or sister. Just from conversations being in Pi. Yeah. I trust them. Just from being in Pi. Knowing. That's the power of Pi. Okay? And I've gotten a world education with this one. That's part of my degrees that I've stacked up. Okay? There are countries that are so corrupt and so crooked and their politicians, okay, that the information or the documentation that Yodi wanted to pass to KYC through Yodi is Yodi from experience knows this what documentation they were asking for is the most secure in proving who we are. Okay. That's why Yodi used that documentation. That's why they didn't use the documentation from this country or that country or whatever it is. Okay? As soon as those issues came up, Corps was aware of them. Corps was aware of them, guaranteed, and went to work on them at that time. And at that time, I think it was about the same time. It was either right before the United Transfer Pilot or right after, somewhere in that neighborhood. I think it may have been before. And whatever it was 4 months before Corps gave up on it. Yes, Corps gave up on an in-house KYC. With the workload that they already had, and this is what tells me, because when the first white paper that I read, KYC wasn't in the white paper. KYC didn't come about until after I was here. I don't know. I think we already halved. I don't know how far between 100,000 and a million we were. I don't know where we were in that neighborhood when KYC was added. And KYC was added because of us, because of you. Not going by the way Corps wrote the white paper, thinking you know better than Corps. And created bot accounts and clone accounts, and people in Asia, people in Asia for next to nothing can go get a truckload of phones. And in that truckload of phones, they'll have IDs that'll go with those phones. That's what Corps is up against protecting. Pie. I know you don't see it. Oh, really? There's that many that are doing that? Yeah. They've been doing it since I got here. And when I got here, they were blatant about it. You knew. Man, I've met a lot of people. The Chinese people overall are awesome people. The everyday people like you and I are incredible. They are. They are respectful. They are honest. And they will do anything for you as long as things. They are awesome people, man. They are awesome people. But there are overlords, and there are government, and there are whatever. That dude with a truckload of phones pulled into this village and made everyone in that village take a phone and do their thing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't care whether you believe me or not. It's true. And anywhere in that Asian realm, they can do it. So whoever has the money, whoever has the power, whoever has control, controls the situation. Yeah. Okay. And if you look at, okay, this is where things, and I was guilty of it in the beginning. When I first, okay, here we go. We get an invitation code to Pi. And we come in, okay. And I didn't have the same fear of I used all my correct information when I signed up. Man, if I came out of where I was off the grid and you put me on a social media, fuck it. I already knew. Once you did do that, and I already knew I was out there. Once I did that, it doesn't matter anymore. I'm out there. That's all it takes. I can't get it back. And I signed up I'm on almost every social media out there is. So when I signed up for the first social media page that I was on, I was out there. I can't take it back. It's out there. Okay. Do I protect what I put out there? Yeah. I'm not going to put certain information out there. I don't care if you know my name. I don't care if you know where I live. I really don't. Don't. Because where I live, if you come out after dark, you may not leave by sunrise. That's where I live. Okay? That's not a threat. That's how I live. I live in the country. I live on acreage at the base of the foothills. Okay? If people that come out here after dark, unless they belong here, they have no reason here. Okay? That's what I'm saying. I don't care whether you know where I live. Come on out. Come on. I don't care. So, but once I put my information, it didn't matter anymore. Anyway, so all this going on, then KYC. KYC was added because of that. When Core gave up on their in-house KYC, was I mean, when I was watching this come together, I mean, and people have not stopped complaining about getting KYC and wanting to be KYC, and now, okay. Phase 1, 2, stage 1. It's going to be required when we get to phase 3, stage 2. Up until that point, it don't, okay? And when everybody's asking about it and doing and whatever it is, you're slowing the chats down, you're clogging them up and whatever. We can't get, because when we got a whole room full of people wanting KYC that doesn't matter, Core has nothing yet, they have nothing rolled out, but they have stated repeatedly, time and time again, if you are a human being with one account, one person, human being, one account, one mobile device, and stayed there, you will not be lost or left behind. I don't care how your name goes in or whatever it is, you will not be lost or left behind. Well, apparently you don't trust Core Team. That came straight from Nicholas. And it's come straight from Nicholas over and over again. Many times. If you're human, have a legit Pi account, you will not be lost or left behind. Well, to this point, in stage 1, there's no, unless you leave, okay, we're not, stage 1 and 2, stage 1 is, when we go to phase 3, stage 2, if we don't get picked up, then we get left behind. You will get KYC at that time. You will get KYC. You know, I have a lot of things going on how things are transpiring and what things are going to do, but I don't know. Okay. So, Core was working on an in-house KYC. Now, I don't know whether they thought it would be like a snap, but after 3 or 4 months, they backed off. Yeah. And if you do any research, and that's kind of when I researched or whatever it is, found out that Core has to pay for each one. And the time they started, it was like 65 cents. I mean, I think they worked the deal and it may have been a little lower. These last 100,000, they were probably paying $1 or $1.25 per slot, whether the slot was filled or not. They have to pay. They paid for the bank, and because of whatever your information, if you got selected, went there and signed up and didn't fill the slot, I don't know whether they could take somebody else and fill that slot. They may have lost that slot. Okay? Critical thinking, man. The picture is bigger than what we see right here. It is. Believe it. I know you're not worried about Core just paying $200,000 for 200,000 slots. Or, yeah, 200,000 slots. $200,000. Dollar a slot. 1 plus 200,000 is 200,000, $400,000. I mean, or $100,000 each time. Where do you think that money came from? We didn't pay it. They didn't ask us to pay it. They did everything in their power not for us not to have to pay it. Man. What part of... How stupid are you people? Where is your critical thinking? That wasn't rocket science, folks. That was lack of research, investigating. And all I want is KYC. Well, how come I'm not inviting me? How come I can't get my KYC? Well, that's what I don't. I mean, Yeah, right now I could go off with a big. Okay. KYC. If you do any research into KYC, and what, man, I'm surprised Yodi is still working with Core. I really am. Man, and I let this go in chat when I got pissed. I really got pissed, and I got pissed at the community because you guys don't research it. You don't research anything, nothing, because now you're all worried about Yodi stealing your information, doing this and doing that, and doing whatever with your. And so, man, when I signed up with Yodi, Yodi was a 5-star app when I signed up. Gary, I researched Yodi before I did anything with them. I knew where they were out of. I knew what their protocols were, or whatever it is, how they handled my information before I gave any information to them. You guys didn't research. You guys did no research, none. When I signed up with Yodi, it was a 5-star app, and I've in the App Store. It was a 5-star app, top rating. The night I got pissed, Yodi was down to 3 stars. And it was all because of us. And all the bad mouthing that went on about Yodi came from this community. You didn't help this community, you hurt it. You hurt it. Because Yodi is a third-party app. Pi has nothing to do with Yodi. Yodi has nothing to do with Pi. They are in the business of doing KYC. That's it. And you guys took them from a 5-star to a 3-star. Tell me that didn't hurt their business. I will tell you straight up, I let go and chat that night when I heard and found out about it. Yeah. Because you didn't research or understand what they do. Okay? They use the information that they use because it's trusted. They can guarantee, because they don't just do cryptocurrencies. They KYC for big corporations, whatever they need to prove who that person is going into that job. Bank tellers, bank in the vaults, in the whatever. They KYC a lot of people, man. A lot of people for a lot of organizations that trust them that may not trust them now. I mean, if any new business sees them at 3-star, you took business away from them. You ought to be ashamed of your fucking selves. You ought to. Because you're stupid. Because you don't research. You didn't research this project. And you don't realize what Core's put out to keep this project going. You don't. Okay? You don't understand what our job is. And all. Okay? And yes, it is a mellow community compared to some. And whatever. Okay? Okay. You research into what all is involved in KYC. Okay? Yodi has it. They have everything within whatever their licensing laws and regulations, what has to happen, because they handle a whole lot of people's information. They handle a whole lot of it's basic personal information, but it's personal information. Okay? Any company that KYCs, no matter what company it is, whether it's an exchange or private third party like Yodi or InPi or whatever, whoever is doing KYC, okay, by KYCing through Yodi, we give Yodi the information they're requesting, they do it, we get cleared with Yodi that we are who we say we are, and they have our deal. Okay? The information that they took from us has to be secured and maintained and stored by the company doing the KYC. So, the information I gave Yodi, the way I understand they handle that information, when all the processing is done, it goes into like a burn wallet. then that burn wallet gets, it's not a blockchain, but wherever their data center is, that wallet goes to that data center, and that's where it's held. I'm the only one that can retrieve it if I request it. Yodi can't even get into it. You gotta research what you're getting into. I'm not worried about Yodi and my data because they are a reputable company that have been around for a long time. They're out of England. They have their shit together. If they didn't, they wouldn't be in business. We probably almost drove them out of business. I'm not worried about Yodi having my information. Nobody's going to get it. It's in a burn wall. Nobody can access it. Now, from what I understand, if I access my information, if I request from them to get my information, I can get my information back. So it isn't destroyed, but nobody else can. Anybody else can request my information. Anybody can hack that system, get to my location of my information, and they can't get to my information. It's secured. Okay? In that 4 months, and what tells me the KYC was added to the program was if it were already written into the base program when they launched it 1,000 people, everything KYC would have needed would have been in the program. Okay? This is where I have trouble with Stellar Pearson, whatever it is that, Pi is going to be Stellar. Pi is going to be, okay. One, when they launched Pi, this Pi project, they had a base protocol. They had a base program, at least a base program written. There is more going on in Pi than just running Stellar blockchain. There is running Stellar blockchain, but what is running the chat rooms? What's running the app? What's running the browser? What's running the emulator? What's running? Okay, it's not Stellar. It's not Stellar blockchain. It's Pi protocol. Okay, so I say, don't tell me that you can't build on a piece of something. I did it. I personally did it with the equipment that I changed over. We started with a little program that came from some chemical plant. We just started with a couple lines of code. And we built everything else. About a stack of pages that long. That big. Okay? I mean, when you flip through it, I mean, we're talking back in, I think, 286, what is it? 286? The one before 64. Commodore 64 was like the first home computer, and we weren't too far above that. Okay, we ran these wide sheets of paper that, and it took about 3 or 4 hours to run most of the program. I mean, that you could read. You had to read out of the program. Okay, we were using 5.5-inch floppy disks, single-sided. Yeah, okay. You don't get a whole lot of program on those. I mean, it was probably to run the whole program, it was probably about 4 or 5 disks. That's all we could do. Okay. But we started with a few lines of code out of a program that came out of a chemical plant and turned it into what we needed. Tell me it can't be done. It can't. And this was back before the technology that it is now. It's just a lot faster, I mean, guys, it's evolved, it's progressed, it's what, okay. Yeah. Anyway, okay. So, when Core launched Pi, there was a base program. And KYC wasn't in it. With what I don't know the text, so I don't know what I don't know, but I do know that when you take something as big as a KYC and everything that is required for KYC, the storage, the collection, the encryption, the whole, okay, without without destroying what you've already built to get that in that base program, they couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. My guess, they couldn't, without destroying what they had already built and written, whatever, they couldn't get KYC into it. Is my guess. And I say that from experience. And we wrote whatever it was and whatever, and we missed a chunk. We missed a chunk in this program. Yeah. Luckily for us, it wasn't. I mean, it's not on this scale, but we were on a time frame. We had to rewrite that whole beginning of the program. We had to rewrite that whole beginning, because if we didn't take the time right then to wipe it out, put that section in that we needed, when we would have gotten all done, and we would have loaded up, and we would have started to troubleshoot that machine, we'd have had to start all over again. That's how critical that was. That chunk we missed. If we would have written the whole thing, we would have had to trash the whole thing and start over. Yeah. Our bosses wouldn't. I'd probably got fired. We probably both would have got fired. Yeah. So, man, and I'm not saying that to be. I can put myself, because I've been there, I can put myself in their shoes. I can understand what's going on. And I'm watching it from the outside. And I know what's going on from the outside. I don't know what's going on from the inside. I'm just watching it. I'm just watching things play out. Okay. So, at the same time they were working on KYC, Fever IQ was taking off, getting started, doing their thing. Okay. I didn't get involved in Fever. I didn't even want to mess with Fever IQ. That's whatever. But Fever IQ, from just the bits and pieces I've heard from the community, whatever, whatever their program is, or whatever they've written off of Pi, whatever their DAP is, has the level of security required for KYC. I remember the guy, whoever the head of that team was, made an announcement somewhere, and he talked about whatever level security that they were using to secure medical information given by people was like it was top of the, okay? Well, alright guys, 1 and 1 makes 2. Fever IQ is already written on Pi protocol. Brainstorming came up. I mean, I don't know what happened to all those, but there was already, okay. But the 2 at the top of the list are KYC. I don't know what happened to everything else. Those 2 at the top of the list are KYC. They've been working on KYC since brainstorming came out the first time. And I would imagine, I'm guessing, that either they have it close, or it may be sitting in the wings, they may be troubleshooting, they may be doing it, but don't worry about KYC. KYC will be there when it's needed. However they have it figured out. We don't have to figure it out. They have it figured out. However it is to get, because they know the issues and the problems. I mean, they know the issues and the problems from the different countries and which ones can and what information is going from where. And you guys, kudos. Anybody that has made positive suggestions on what identification to use and take and how to do, and got that to core, kudos, man. That's what Pi needs. That's what Pi has needed all along. Doesn't need the complaining and I need this and I need that and I need that, okay? It needs positive interjection. Hey, I'm in this country and I know KKC and I research this and I say, this might be an option that we can use. For our country, this is an option we can use. Well, core can, because core has the final say whatever. But if it's secure enough and works and whatever, all right. So it may be from this country, they'll use this to KYC. And just this part to KYC, this country. Who knows? They may do countries by themselves. I know on the list of phones verify and all that. But KYC is different. No, but and we don't need to know what they've come up with to get through KYC. I've also heard, because of the age restriction and the age limit, there may be FaceTime. Talking to somebody straight up. Show who they are. I've heard it. I've heard that being a suggestion. I've heard facial recognition, eye recognition. Okay, whatever it is, they haven't figured out. There may be 2, 3, 4 different ways to KYC. How come we're not doing it? How come we're doing it? Because they're not ready for us to do it. That's why. Bottom line, no more questions. Done deal. They're not ready for us to do KYC. They've already told us, don't worry about it. You don't need to worry about it. Then don't worry about it. It's here. It will be here. They have already guaranteed it. Don't worry about it. We don't need to worry about their job. Okay? What I say? In the countries that are having an issue with KYC, tell your countrymen to relax. It'll be okay. Because coming from me, they may or may not. Yeah, they may. Oh, yeah. Coming from you, you are a kind. Hey, dude. Yeah, we know. Yeah, we know. We've been fighting this forever. No. Okay. Core has guaranteed us that we're gonna get it. Well, we will get it. Just focus on mining. Focus on doing that. Don't worry about KYC. It will be here. Phase 3, stage 2. We are in phase 1, phase 2, stage 1. 2 different programs. 2 different. There will be certain things that will carry over. There will be certain things that won't carry over, and there will be certain things we won't even see again. Because developing emulators, simulated, whatever. In this here, we don't need to worry about over there. Not yet. There's no reason to. We still have shit to do over here. And the longer it takes us to do what we need to do over here, the longer it's going to take us to do it. Okay. I know I'm running along again. Because there's a lot of... I don't know. Maybe I think too much. Or I think about things too much. Too much. But unless you understand, and people say you don't need to understand, you just need to go. Well, if people aren't going, how do you get them to go? Because they're complaining about what they're focused on that doesn't need to be. So, if you start to understand, you have to look at the big picture. Because, I had somebody the other night. We were talking about pie supply, and we both came up with real high numbers. I don't know whether it's as high as, but the math doesn't lie. We got to go. The math doesn't lie. I haven't seen her math. She hasn't seen my math, so I don't know. But it's way the hell up there. Way the hell up there. Okay. So how do you get, if you don't understand? If you don't want to understand, you're not, and if you don't understand, okay, critical thinking. Oh, was getting to the scale of this project. Most people can't see past right here. This is where the project is. This is where it's all happening. This it is what it is, but it's not what it's going to be. Because in this stage of the project, everything can change. Until we get to this side, until we get to this stage of the project, anything before that could all change. Or big portions of it could change. I'm gonna see if I can get through this quick. I can probably do another one. All right. We get an invitation code. We join Pi. First day. Don't come in complaining. Don't come in. What do I got to do? What is it? Okay. First 3 days, Core gives us. If you break it down, to, all right, I'm a new employee coming into a new job. I don't care the community. I just got hired by Core Team coming in to do a new job. I mean, that's how my mind puts together. Okay. So I show up for work at that first day. Okay. First day, and then you go through and you do all your paperwork and you do whatever. Push this button, push that button, and it mines. I mean, it'll start. Yes, it's a counter. It's a counter. It's not mining. It's running off an emulator. It's okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. It's not mining. It's doing. We're just getting coin. Okay. Well, why am I getting coin? Okay. All right. First 3 days. You can invite 5 people that you know, you trust, you whatever. Invite them to your earning team. If you invite them to your earning team, you'll get an increase in your hourly rate. And in the first 3 days, you have 3 days. Don't try to go get it. You have 3 days to get, if you can, a minimum of 5 people. And in those 3 days, I want you to read the paperwork for Pi. Because your job is from the paperwork of Pi. You need to learn the paperwork of Pi. Okay? You come back, that's all you have to do for the day. Come back 24 hours, push the button again. Keep inviting, keep reading. You know, if you want to go into chats, cool, it's on you. You know, there's a lot of information you can learn, mild FAQ, whatever. Go in there and cool. If you don't want to go into chat, then don't go into chat. It's all. I will tell you it moves quick and whatever it is. Okay? Go, push the button and go home. Wow, that's pretty easy, man. Okay? And you get invited. Who are the first people you're going to invite? Family and friends, most likely. Now, I understand that people aren't believing it. People aren't this. People aren't that. People aren't okay. That's happened from the beginning, but it's increased as the further out we go. Okay, and I think there's reason for that. I mean, people in the beginning knew crypto, knew whatever, taking a chance, whatever it is. And the further out we come, the people don't know crypto, they don't know space, they don't know Pi, they don't know, and people inviting them don't know how to explain. There's a lot of reasons why it's happened. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay? But in those first 3 days, if it goes perfect, first 3 days, you get 5 or 6 people invited, 7 people invited, 7 people invited. Kudos. Third day comes up. All right, you got them all on your mining team. You got them whatever. You know, in the white paper it states that we need to verify our phone number. Okay, and you go through, in those first 3 days. You go through the verification process, and depending on where you're at in the country, some people have issue with getting their phone verified because their phone provider charges them international fees to send and receive SMS messages. Okay? If you don't have that on your phone or on your books, you can't send and receive messages. Some have issue. Some of the phone providers have issue with wherever it's coming from, wherever. Okay? Some places need VPNs to get in and out of where they're at. All of that came up after. That stuff started to show up after I got here. When people from like Africa and India and there were a couple other places that couldn't phone verify because of, for whatever reason, whether it was their phone provider, it came down to the phone provider charging for the messages. There were, I think as it went on, there were a couple other issues. I'm not exactly sure what they were, but there were other issues why people in certain countries couldn't phone verify. Core has added, and at that time there were only a couple of, there was a U.S. number and a U.K. number. So everybody was thinking, well, it's just for U.S. and U.K. Well, no, because I think what happened, Pi expanded so fast that I don't think Core expected it to have the reach as fast as it did, is what I think. Because the numbers didn't come in place until after things got going. So But at that time, when this first started coming up, okay, part of our job, CORE asked the community, asked the countries to give them some help. I don't know how much help they got, really. You live in that country. You know that country. You know what you can and can't do to get in and out of that country. I never heard a whole lot of suggestions from the country on how to get out. I mean, how to be able to verify in a lot of countries. All I heard was complaining and whining and crying that they couldn't verify. And we have to verify because it's in the white paper. We have to verify. CORE reached out for help twice, I believe. I know at least once. I think it was 2 or 3. They're in the United States. For them, okay, here's what I had. All right, they're based in the United States. For them to stop and do the research for your country, it isn't on them that they can't get through. It's on your country, your service provider, to get through. Well, for them to stop what they're doing and building here, no, they got to, man, they're still working. I mean, their mind is into what they're doing and what they got going on here to make this happen. And they're aware of it, but they can't stop what they're doing to fix that issue. It's on your list of priorities. You're verifying your phone right now is not high on the priority list because it's not needed until phase 3, stage 2. It's not needed. So they're not gonna move that up on the priority list and take this down on the priority list to solve that. Not yet. It's down, and it will move up on the priority list as the top priorities get taken care of. The lower priorities move up the list. Okay. So anyway, you get your phone. We're phone verified, whatever it is. Okay. After the third session, little shield comes up on the top, is your security circle. At the end of the third session, when you finish that third session, it'll unlock. You go in there, and it's been a while since I've been in there. There's something either add from contacts or add from Pi or whatever it is. If you invited 3 to 5, your friends, your family, people you know are in your contacts, system works great. I had an issue with one. Because they're in your contacts, when it says add, you can add them from either your contacts or Pi because they should show up in both places. They are in Pi, they are mining, and they're verified in whatever it is. You can just add. You just built your securities. That's it. That's all you had to do. Okay? So, in those first 3 days, you've invited, you got a rate increase, you've built your security circle. That's all CORE is asking for the first 3 days. Okay? That's it. Okay? In that time they were having trouble with the verification, CORE chose Facebook. Because a lot of people have Facebook accounts. It's easy to verify through Facebook. Facebook is your phone number. So they added Facebook to make verifying easier. Well, there was glitches in it because for some reason, if you verify with your phone, it won't let you verify with Facebook. If you verify with Facebook, it won't let you verify with phone. If you verify with Facebook, it won't let you add them to security circles and all that. Okay. All of that came in after adding Facebook. Okay. So they've had a plate full of stuff since day one. Since I've been at it. So first 3 days, we're going how it should go. Okay, but it hasn't. But here's how. So you come in the first 3 days, you've read the white paper, you're starting to understand Pi, you're starting to get into whatever, you've been chatting, whatever. Well, at that point, once you built your security circle, the choice is yours. Right at that moment, you can make a choice. And it doesn't have to be a cemented choice. Okay? what's asked of us now is just to push the button once a day. Stack Pi up, push the button once a day. You should know where we're at in development and where we're at in the stages. And you understand that we're here, but we've got to get to here. There's no time set to get to here. Nobody knows when it's going to get to here. Okay? But we will get there. Just push the button every day and stack your Pi up. Just push the button every day and stack your Pi up. And if you've read the white paper, you start to understand what Pi is looking to accomplish. And if you come into chat and talk a little bit and get through the garbage and whatever it is and get some solid questions answered. That's why I say go through the mod FAQ, the FAQ, the way. You start to understand that, and camp split. You start to understand that Pi is looking to be a currency, the money. You start to see that Pi is looking to be the money to be used as a means of exchange. Okay? And you read, the Core's not going to not run an IEO, not buying its way on the exchange. That told me the exchange is unimportant to Pi right now. And if you read down further, when we get to this stage, if Pi's not running an IEO, Pi's not buying its way on the exchange, if an exchange chooses to list Pi, Pi can be linked to the exchange. There are two ways to get money out of Pi, there are two ways to earn money out of Pi. One way is to trade it inside the community for goods and services. That is Pi's primary goal. To use inside the community to buy goods and services. Or, if it lists on the exchange, Pi can be linked to this exchange. You can trade Pi on the exchange for whatever the exchange has to offer. Not all exchanges offer fate. It's whatever that exchange has to offer. Phase 3, stage 2, when Pi is live, that's when that can happen. What more do you need? What better explanation do you need to know where Pi is at? All the stuff that a lot of people are asking already has already been answered. It's already been answered in the white paper. I just told you right here. That's the question. Okay. Now, when you start to understand, so we got that. We're through the first 3 days. You figured out that it's going to be a while. I don't know how long. I mean, this is where we're at. And you look around the app, and there's nothing. Okay. And this is what, if your primary goal is to trade goods and services, and you don't see no places to be able to trade goods and services, what the hell's going on? Because you already told me that we're not doing the exchange, and we have no places to buy goods and services. What the fuck's up? What is up? And I can understand the frustration and the whatever. But you have to... Phase 1, phase 2, stage 1. We're just getting out of the blocks, man. Even at 100,000 people, we're just getting out of the blocks. There are no places to trade. There will be no place. All we can do is stack up Pi. Okay? But after that first, you have the choice. Now the choice is yours. Okay? If you want to get involved in Pi, get involved. As little or as much as you want to do. If you want, now it's not Core saying you have to. It's you. It's your choice. If you want to get involved in Pi, get involved. If you want to just get involved, push a button, come in through chat a little bit, and then whatever, and then go on about your business, cool. If you just want to push your button and leave, cool. But you need to stay one person, one account, one mobile device. At the time, Node software wasn't even, Node software was coming. Well, when you start creating bots and clones and stuff to start your sessions and all, you just blew it out the window, man. You just blew it out the window. Because that isn't what Pi is written. One person, one account, one mobile device, one node on PC if you choose. It doesn't get any simpler than that, folks. for most of us. But because people think that they know better, know whatever, and they're going to get around, they're going to get more pie. Okay? Man, there's people that have set up bots that push their button every day. Yeah, you're gone. You'll be gone if you start phase 3. I tried to tell you in the beginning. Okay? Because the security circle that we built from people, we know our people and we trust our people, starts to build the security in our network. That's where security goes. Security graph. That the nodes and the protocol that we will use to connect to the network is the first step in that. Then security circles are building a trust graph. And the trust graph will be used to help us connect to the nodes, do whatever, but it's also going to be used as internal security. I don't know how it works, why it works. I mean, I got an idea. Because we are human. We are human. We have, over a long period of time, we have traits, characteristics, things that, when you start plotting them out on a graph, and the more points, the longer you can get out on the graph, the more it becomes, you can see it in this table, whatever. Okay. There are certain things that we can't do. I can't push a button at 12 o'clock every day. It's impossible. I am not going to hit it 12 o'clock every day. A bot will. I don't care even if you set it up on a rotating whatever. It will pattern out. In the long run, it will pattern out and it will show up in your graph. Guaranteed. Okay. It's an addition Core has made to make pi. Okay? So all of this, they can't. There's no way to do it. They can't. Yes, they can. They're smart enough to figure it out. Well, okay. I don't want to get into mining because, all right, mining is verbiage. I don't care what anybody. I've been all over this. Okay, and I broke mining down, the essence of mining, in another video. I mean, just recent video. I broke the essence of Bitcoin down. When Bitcoin first launched to the public, when the public first became aware of Bitcoin was mined on a basic PC. Yes, I don't care what. No, it was mined on a basic PC. There was no GPU power. There was no water cooled this and water cooled that and jet vapor this and that. Okay, no, you could mine a lot of Bitcoin on an ordinary PC when it first came out, when it first launched. Yeah. And if I'd known I got into it then, it would have maybe I don't know. I don't know. I just didn't because just listening to what I didn't. So if you take it down to the basic beginning mining, and all it was words on page mining. That's how they classified it. Proof of work is burn to earn. You're wasting energy to keep you honest to earn that coin. Be rewarded in that coin. It's in their paper. To be rewarded or whatever. Okay. That's where I have issue. Now I do concede that Pi may not be able to lay claim to the first mobile mining. It's a gray area. But I will, and they should have tagged on to that claim, that Pi is the first standalone mobile mining app that they can lay claim to without issue. Guaranteed. Mm-hmm. And everybody that is on Core about lying about being the first mobile mining app, the article that I read in a national publication, syndicated publication, with a professional author writing articles for this syndication. In this piece he wrote, he questioned Pi being the first mobile mining app. Yeah, he questioned it. So all of this garbage you're talking about, that they found on this, they found on that, they're going to come after this, and they're going to... No, they can't. They can't. Because it's in publication when pi first came out, man. The author of that article made a statement about it. And if it were going to be looked at or checked, it would have been checked out in that article. They can't come back because it's already been published. It's already aware or known of. They can't. I don't care what you say. They can't come back at it. All they got to do is go back to that article. That's as far as they got. They go back to that article and say they can't go anywhere else because it's already been published and made aware of. Yeah, nothing new. You guys are late to the party. You're old to the party. Okay? Trying to find something that it's been there. I remember. That's why I was so adamant about mining, because I remember reading the article way back when I first started this stuff. Okay? Anyway, so if you want to get involved, get involved. If you don't want, if all you want to do is push the button and go, okay? And if you are a businessman, or you are a crypto trader, or you are whatever, push the button and do what you're going to do. Okay? All right, how hard is it to push the button? 3 seconds. Man, I piss more of that away waking up in the morning playing a game of cards. Okay? So, to save the amount of time, no, what it is people are not getting paid when they want to get paid. But if they would have known, if they would have read, this is where we're at, this is where we have to go, and it might be this time frame. But nobody reads or researches or whatever, and they don't listen to official people, official information. They get it off of unofficial sites, unofficial people putting out unofficial garbage information. That's what you listen to. If that's what you're listening to, stop. I'm to a point, because I'm hearing this bullshit all the time. And it's bullshit. Okay? Because I'm bored, okay. No, what it is you want money. You want something you can't have, and you're getting upset. Pack your toys up and go home. Pack your toys up and go home. Yeah. Because people you're not helping Pi move forward. Your roadblocks, tripping hazards. Yes. Because you're making it difficult to get to where we need to be. Yeah. People that are bored or upset with what they have time on their head, they're thinking, now you're thinking of ways to hurt, destroy, get whatever. Yes. Yeah. It happens all the time. Yeah. Okay? So, as the time from the beginning has moved, okay, people are getting even shorter because they don't know what's going on. We're getting the worst of the worst, man. We are getting the worst of the worst. Yeah. I don't know whether you haven't gotten enough attention growing up, or you got too much attention, or you weren't held accountable for what you did. I don't know. Or your mommy and daddy gave you whatever you wanted when you wanted it, or I don't know. But it's sad, whatever it is. Yeah. Because, well, when you got ADHD and all this other stuff that they come up with over the years, whatever, smoke a little weed and call it good. Just chill out, man. Just chill. Okay? Because with all of that, yeah, because we are here. And so, push the button. And after you've been here, it takes 21 days to either break or create a new habit. After being here a month and you're pushing the button, you shouldn't even be thinking about it anymore. You just do it. You just do it. It's a habit. Once it becomes a habit, you just do it. You don't get bored with it. You don't do it. It's just a habit because you're already in a mindset. You know that it's going to be here and we're moving there. I don't want to be involved in it. I just want to push the button. I want to stack the pie up and I want to I want to have a stack of pie when I get to the end. And coming in, okay? That's all you have to do. If you do that, if you no battery, no data, no nothing, you're going about your day making money, doing what you take care of your family, go to school, do whatever you do. Sit down in your mom's basement and play video games. Just, okay? Just do what you do. If you want to get involved, and here's what if you're going to get involved in Pi, get involved in the right way. Positive, supportive, and helping. When you're helping is putting out correct information. Helping is knowing the white paper, knowing the FAQ, knowing the information you're putting out. Okay, knowing, because if you don't know what the correct information is, you can't stop bad information because you don't know whether it's good or bad. That's what's happening in all these videos that are out right now. People don't know what information is good and bad. They can't sort through it because they don't know. The information they got is bad from where they got it from, so the information they got is bad. They come into chat thinking their information is good, and people are telling them that their information is not good, and it's incorrect. We're the ones that are wrong. And when you start challenging, some people get upset when you challenge their bad information that you know is bad, but they believe is right. Trust me, I'm going to run around a lot. They just come in with opinion without doing anything, knowing it's fake, and they come in with the opinion on Pi. No. Okay? So, if you're going to get involved on positive. Okay? You don't have to get involved. The amount of time you want to dedicate or devote to Pi is on you. The core has not, they're not asking, demanding anything. Did you spend any time in chat except to push the button showing that you are active? Okay? And when we get to phase 3, to get our Pi every day, we have to show we are active. So, what difference if I'm doing it now? I'm going to have to do it forever. Yeah. I have to show I'm active in the network to get my Pi. When we are in phase 3 station, I have to show I'm active to get my Pi once a day. If I'm not active, I don't get my Pi that day. Okay? If I'm going to be active, what difference if I'm active now and I push the button every day? Okay? I'm bored, I'm just tired to do it, I'm bored, okay? I'm not getting what I want when I want it. Okay? Well, quit. Stop. Nobody is forcing you to push the button. Nobody is forcing you to stay in Pi app. Nobody is forcing you to be a part of Pi app. If you don't want to be a part of Pi app, be adult and don't be a part of Pi app. Don't come in chat trying to take people with you. Be an adult, grab your pennies, pull them up, pick up your toys, and don't be a part of Pi. Because you coming into chat saying this, that, and whatever, okay? Whose mind are you trying to change? Yours or mine? You won't change mine. You won't change mine. And you won't change any senior pioneer that's here. Because we know. So, if you're trying to change your mind, I'm not your daddy. I'm not going to hold your hand and tell you everything's all right. I'm not going, oh, stay, I don't want to lose you, I don't want, okay? No. If you want to leave, leave. Be an adult, pick up your pennies and your toys and go. Because I can only speak for me. If I did what most people are doing or most kids doing growing up, or where the crowds that I was in, yeah, okay, yeah. Growing up, man, if I pitched a bitch about not getting a candy bar in the grocery store or wherever, if I wanted a toy somewhere and I pitched a bitch because my mom didn't get it for me, yeah, you hear them comedians talk about getting beat in a store and then getting beat again in the car. It's true. Believe every word of it. Been there more than once. Yeah. When we were in somebody's house and I was told to sit there and be quiet, yeah, you sat there and be quiet. You didn't get up and start crying. I want potatoes, I want soda, I want this, and you keep going in. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You didn't do that. And when they spoke more than They, they sit down in that chair. Without, and you get up and you start fitting. That's one. You keep going. That's two. And you kept going. You didn't get three. You didn't get a count of three. You got three. Okay. That was just growing up. Yeah. And then, yeah, there was no living moment. Man, the generation I was in, man, 18, we couldn't wait for 18. Couldn't wait. Parents couldn't wait. I mean, they took it. But if you weren't in school or had a job or contributing to the household at 18, you better go find another place to live. You better, if you're not contributing as an adult to the household that you live in, if you're not going to school or you don't have a job, you don't live here. Yeah. Okay. And because of whatever was getting up on that 16, 17, being a rebellious, whatever, I didn't want to live there anyway. Yeah. There was no mutual love lost when we parted ways when I turned 18. That was the way. That was the way it is. That was the way it was. Okay? And there was, yeah, I'm not saying, no. Now, my mom helped me out a couple of scrapes early on. Yeah. Okay? You made it or you didn't. And kind of the life that I came from. I played pretty hard. I ran pretty hard. I didn't get into, but anyway, people that I ran with, when you hear mafia stories and disrespecting and whatever, it wasn't, I mean, we didn't kill each other or whatever, but if you disrespected somebody, you paid for it. You paid for it. One way or another, you paid for it. Yeah. We didn't disrespect each other. You didn't disrespect me. You didn't. And when there were kids involved, no. Okay. I don't care how hard we were partying out in somebody's garage. I don't care what we were doing out in somebody's garage. When Mama and the kids showed up, game changed. Game changed. Guaranteed. Mama and the kids left, we went back to what we were doing. Okay. That was just, and it wasn't, you didn't have to say, we just did. Put everything away, put it all away, Respecting where you're at, respecting who you're with, who's respecting, okay? You walk into a bar and do that, God help you. Depending on the bar, God help you. Okay? So it's the respect. If you want to stay safe, you want to go. But don't be a drama queen and all this, and have to go out with, flash and whatever. Because, as far as I'm concerned, you didn't impress me. Okay? So that going on. So if you make the choice, you ain't gonna get involved. Then, as things went on, came time for the in-app transfer. The in-app transfer pilot. And I get into the in-app transfer on the next man. I'm longer than I'd like to be. But, okay. You gotta think about it. Gotta think about what you're doing. Gotta think about what's going on. Okay? That's all.